Welcome back. I'm Dave DeBow, and today we're going to be talking about what are general partnerships, especially when it comes to real estate investing. What are the big benefits of them? What are the considerations that you have to keep in mind if you're going to be participating in a general partnership? That's what this video is all about. All right, so what is the definition of a general partnership? Well, it kind of says it in the name. This is a partnership between two or more people to do a business deal together. So for the purposes of real estate investing, this is when two or more people come together and pool their resources, their knowledge, their experience together, and they buy a property together. So for our purposes, that's what a general partnership is. So what are the big advantages of doing a general partnership? Well, lots of advantages, actually. This is a way for you to expand your abilities, your reach, the kind of deals that you can be doing, because it's not just you as a lone ranger trying to pull down the deal all by yourself, but you are part of a group of people, a partnership of people who are working together to do this deal. So for example, if you're good at finding deals, but you don't have a lot of capital to do them, you can be the general partner that's in charge of finding and analyzing the deal. One of the other partners can be the one that's bringing in the capital. Another partner can bring in the construction or the repair or the renovation expertise, and you can all work together and share in the profits of this kind of an investment. It also helps you to lower your risk because it's not all on you. The risk is spread out amongst all of the general partners. The liability is spread out across all of the general partners. So there's lots of advantages to this. Some of the disadvantages mean that you are going to be working with other people. You're not the one that's calling all of the shots. You have to get consensus. You have to get the group on board because you are all partners in this deal. Now, you aren't all necessarily equal partners in a deal. There can be all sorts of different percentage ownership in this kind of a general partnership, but you do have to get consensus amongst the other partners. So what are the different roles that general partners play? Well, like I mentioned before, one of the partners can kind of be the lead partner when it comes to doing the deal. Perhaps are the ones that the one that has done the underwriting or checked out the property or really looked into how all of that works. They've got that dialed in. There can be another person that's in charge of investor relations if you're going to be bringing on limited partners. We'll talk about that in another video. But if you're bringing on investor partners, maybe that person is in charge of investor relations. There could be another partner who's really good at property management. Perhaps that person is in charge of taking care of the tenants and the toilets and all of the issues that come up with managing the property. So typically in a general partnership, it's about different partners bringing different skill sets to the table and all having an active role in the deal. Now, what are the legal considerations when it comes to doing a general partnership? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but it's very important that you work with a very experienced real estate focused lawyer to set up the partnership agreement, because we all know what can happen with marriages. We all know what can happen with business partnerships. So you want to make sure that all of that is anticipated in your partnership agreement. So you're hoping for the best, but you're preparing for the worst. That's the good sign of a really great partnership agreement. So you want to make sure that in that agreement, it's very, very clearly laid out who's doing what, who has what decision-making authority, how many of the partners, what percentage of the partners have to be in agreement for certain things to happen, what the thresholds are, all of those kind of things, what the exit strategy is if somebody wants to get out of the deal before it's completely wrapped out. All of these kind of things have to be anticipated in your partnership agreement. So make sure you get a good one done up. Another thing you want to take into account when it comes to general partnerships is what are you going to be doing to raise capital? So one kind of general partnership is almost like a joint venture where all of the different partners are bringing capital and expertise to the table and doing the deal together. That's great. That's very simple. That can be taken into account with your general partnership agreement. Or on the other hand, sometimes there are general partners that are participating in the deal, but they're not necessarily bringing capital to the table, and they're going to be raising capital from limited partners, in which case they're going to be looking for outside investors. Again, this is where you start to get into the securities realm. So you have to be very, very careful about how you do this to make sure you're compliant with your local securities regulator. Again, this is another huge advantage of working with a very experienced real estate investment lawyer. So make sure you got a good lawyer on your team. All right, so my own personal experience with doing general partnerships is a number of years ago, my good friend Ken and I wanted to buy a 54 unit apartment building. Now, that was a little bit out of our price range ourselves for our own capital. So we actually created a general partnership where it was Ken and I and I think it was 5 other investors as part of this. And we created this general partnership and we were all on title on this property and everybody brought different things to the table. Ken and I brought expertise to the table. Our partners, generally speaking, brought capital to the table, but they had an active role in making decisions as well. So they were co-general partners on this deal. That's an example of what a general partnership can look like. All right, so if you're looking to do general partnerships, you want to do joint ventures, you want to raise capital for your deals, I've got a great resource for you here. It's my book, Money Partner Formula. You can get a free PDF copy. Just click on the link in the description below, or you can go to investorattractionbook.com. This is a great process for you, especially if you're just getting started with bringing on investors or joint venture partners to raise your first 6 figures in a matter of weeks and even 7 figures in a matter of months, even if you've never done any capital raising before. So check it out, grab your copy today.